What a car to park in front of your girlfriend's house. Plymouth, the car for people who like to lead the way, who like to go places and have fun. That's the new Plymouth, all right, with silver dart styling and a youthful look to it that appeals to all ages. Take a look at the low, wide rear end, or the long side view with the sweeping rear fenders that have led the way for all 1958 car styling, or the low, road-hugging front end. Yes, this is the leader. This is the car for people who like to go places and have fun. Let's see just what the stylist did to give the new Plymouth this look of leadership. First off, there's a new grille section with its clean horizontal bars. Now, see how the whole front-end styling consists of straight lines? They give Plymouth that low, ground-hugging look. And because they sweep around to meet the fenders, they make the wide Plymouth look even wider. A simple chrome line above the grille adds to the wide look by seeming to push the headlights apart. Then, the same simple line hoods the lights to make them an integral part of the front-end styling. And check those new headlights. Double headlights, standard on every Plymouth. And despite their good looks, these handsome lights aren't for style alone. On the low beam, the two outside lights of the 58 Plymouth throw light 75 feet farther down the street than the low beam of the 1957 Plymouth. The beam is thrown to the right to show up objects on the side of the road and to reduce glare in the eyes of the oncoming driver. All four lights are used on the high beam. They burn a 150-watt hole in the night. They're 33% more powerful than the old lights. Around here, on the side, notice the look of length, the look of lowness, the look of motion that make the 1958 Plymouth different from other cars. Part of this look of leadership comes from the new optional sport tone with its sweeping band of anodized aluminum. A contrasting paint color is standard with the 58 sport tone. And the thin, flat roof adds something to Plymouth's distinction. The low belt line not only keeps the mass of the car low, but it means bigger windows, too. The sharp reverse slant of the front fender gives the car a forward thrust that's accented by the new fender ornament. And the theme is carried out by the way the rear fender flares up. This is accented by the new molding that sweeps up with the shape of the directional stabilizer. And the directional stabilizers lend more than beauty. These fins cut through crosswinds to reduce steering effort as much as 20%. Of course, there are distinctive new wheel covers, which look especially sharp when the car is moving. Now, let's look at Plymouth the way people who follow the leader will see it. New taillights strike your eye first, big round lights that are accented by the aluminum blade above them. The light from the lens is reflected from all the bright surfaces nearby. The word Plymouth provides cleaner, wider, and lower ornamentation for the deck lid and the whole rear end. The low center section of the bumper is smooth this year, and the new backup light spreads a wide beam from this position. Put all these rear view features together, and you can see why there's no catching Plymouth. It's ahead for keeps. And will it please people who like to go places and have fun? Let's watch as our friend shows off his new Plymouth. Here's a new door panel design. It's a design in fabrics and metal rather than just surface decoration. There's a smart hardboard headliner in every hardtop model. The perforations let the roof insulation soak up sound. And aren't these metallized roof bows sharp looking? Here's a new seat design in tweed and vinyl that looks luxurious, and it's one of 5 color choices on this model. This seat looks good, and it feels good, too, because there's a new kind of springing on all models that makes the middle of the seat more comfortable, just as on this hardtop. The new springs are flat, so there's more space for up and down springing action. And because the new springs take up less vertical space, there's more toe space for the backseat passenger. Actually, more usable stretch-out room in every 1958 Plymouth. Up front, the man who gets the new, more compact, constant control power steering will get more footroom around the steering column, too. The new power steering unit is at the base of the column, below the floor. There's more glamour on the instrument panel this year. The new soft finish on the panel is richer, but it still cuts down on glaring sunlight reflections. And see how the mirror has been moved closer to the driver. It's easier to adjust here, and it gives a 30% bigger view of the road behind. Matter of fact, the view in this mirror covers almost the entire width of Plymouth's extra-wide rear window, as you can see. So, there's new styling on the outside with new luxury on the inside, and new features for more comfort, front and rear, in the car that's ahead for keeps. And that's not all. We'll see more of the look of leadership in just a minute.
We've seen how Plymouth's glamorous look of leadership applies to the two-door hardtop. Now see how it appears on the convertible. This black and silver beauty is really designed for people who like to go places and have fun. It's just as smart on the inside, too. Notice the special design of the bolsters and seat materials. This is just one of 5 interior color choices. And look at the brand new optional sport tone molding for the Savoy. Plymouth's styling leadership extends to the lowest price series, so the economy buyer can have a beautiful car when he chooses Plymouth. Here's an example of the new Suburban series. This is the 9-passenger Sport Suburban with the anodized silver aluminum sport tone. Many special features will make this car even more popular among the many people who will buy station wagons this year. A rear window that rolls down, for instance. You not only can open it with one hand, but when this tailgate window is open for ventilation, it doesn't rattle. And because the tailgate rests on the bumper, there aren't any levers or cables in the way. So it's a lot easier to load heavy objects into a Plymouth. And again, a source of rattles in competitive wagons has been completely eliminated in the new Plymouth. It's extra easy to step into the third seat of the Plymouth Suburban. In other makes, the passenger has to crawl over the second seat. That third seat folds right into the floor, too, when you want to use the cargo area. In most other makes, you have to take the third seat out and leave it behind. And the man who buys a 6-passenger Suburban can keep valuables under the floor and out of sight in a huge locked luggage compartment. With this option, the spare tire is carried in the right rear fender, as in the 9-passenger models. Yes, it's a beautiful new car, this 1958 Plymouth. And here's something that will interest every prospect. It will keep this bright new look, because almost all of the bright metal is either silver anodized aluminum or stainless steel. More of these corrosion-proof metals are used than ever before, so the bright work will stay bright without special care. Now, this beautiful Plymouth body is not only years ahead in style, but it has new strength built in, too. Special new steel braces are welded to the wheel housings and roof rails to keep the new Plymouth free from rattles and shake. 4 new steel supports have been welded in to make the seat, floor, and body sills a more rigid unit. 4-door hardtops get an especially rugged door pillar. It's anchored directly to the frame of the car, rather than being fastened only to the body. And to protect the Plymouth passengers from heat and cold, from engine noise, road noise, and vibration, this new car is completely insulated. A thick blanket of Tough-Flex insulating material is cemented to the underside of the roof. Asphalt-impregnated felt and insulating board protect the rear of the passenger compartment. 65 pounds of asphaltic mastic coat the floor and body and door panels. And when optional factory undercoating is ordered to cover the entire underside of the body, a heavy blanket of fiberglass is installed under the hood. The result is a car that's as completely insulated as a well-built home, for complete protection from noise, vibration, heat, and cold. Now, underneath this deck lid, there's a sales point that will make a big hit with most prospects. This trunk has 35.5 cubic feet of space and holds so much luggage you can't even see it all in this picture. So take a look at what goes into that mammoth 1958 Plymouth trunk. With that kind of luggage space, you can really travel in style in a Plymouth. This is the car for youngsters and beautiful girls and you and me. The car for people who like to go places and have fun. The 1958 Plymouth, with new luxury inside and new features that will add even more to Plymouth's reputation as the most comfortable car in its class. The 1958 Plymouth, built with quality materials to keep its new look indefinitely, and built to even higher standards of quality than ever before. The 1958 Plymouth, with new front-end styling to accent the wide look people like, with new side styling to accent the long, low look that people like, with new rear-end styling to accent the directional stabilizers that Plymouth introduced to the price class. The 1958 Plymouth, the car that's ahead for keeps, built for people who like to lead the way.
Stay subscribed for part 2 next week, which will talk about the Golden Commando that powers this '58 Plymouth.